becoming a person that, regardless of the outcome, you're satisfied and in a kind of state of peace because you're actually living out your purpose every day. Changed my mindset into one not of perfectionism and waiting for the right moment all the time and the perfect amount of motivation. No, I start before I'm ready. A year ago, I had zero idea how to stay consistent with the things I really wanted to do with my time, which was to write more, to make videos and post them on YouTube, sharing my knowledge, sharing my wisdom, and meditate. I could never seem to stay consistent with the things that mattered most. I could meditate pretty much daily. I've been doing that for about 10 years, but the business that I wanted to build in my life and the things that I wanted to do with my time outside of work, to build a life that I actually wanted to live. I knew that this wouldn't happen overnight, but I wanted to finally start working towards something, working towards a life that was something that would light me up, was something that actually made me feel excited about. I knew that it would take a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. But I wanted to start working towards that life. I found a method, I found a way forward. I knew that it would take more than just forcing myself to do these things, right? We always wait for motivation to strike, but it never does. And if it does, it's rare. I'm working on a book and I would write maybe 1 page every couple of months, if that, and so I was like, this is not conducive to growth. I need to do something more consistently. And I realized that it's not about doing these large amounts every day. It's about doing small amounts every day, or at least most days. I became someone that shows up every day. I needed this method to be sustainable for my energy, for the ebbs and flows of life. I wanted it to be sustainable so that even on a bad day, even on a really hard day, a hard mental health day, a day where I've worked a lot and I'm tired, that I could still show up to this. Over the months, I have changed my mindset and my identity as someone that actually shows up. Even when it's hard, even when it's tough, I show up anyway. This is not something that I had before. Here's the deal. I made the task really doable. I have to do 3 things. The first thing is meditate for 20 minutes. And I'm allowed to meditate for 5 minutes on a hard day. That's a tick. All right. The second thing, for writing, I have to open my document and write 30 words. If 30 words is enough for that day, that's fine. That's a tick. All right. Often 30 words turns into 500 words. Sometimes 1,000 words out of nowhere. I'll just spend 45 minutes writing because I just get in the flow. Okay. But the 30 word minimum is that gateway to get into that state, because I know that I will get my dopamine hit if I just do my 30 words. I changed my mindset into one not of perfectionism and waiting for the right moment all the time and the perfect amount of motivation. No, I start before I'm ready. Third thing on my list is show up to YouTube. Earlier in the year, I was making a short every single day. I made a short every single day for about 3 or 4 months. And then I was like, you know what? I'm kind of sick of this because it's like junk food. I was getting 1,000 views, sometimes almost 2,000 views on my shorts. On these, I get maybe 50 views if I'm lucky. And that's okay because I would rather invest more energy into long form, people who actually want to sit down and engage in higher level ideas, higher level thinking. They actually want results. They actually want to learn skills. It's not just quick fixes. It's mindset shifts. So that was my change in thinking. That said, showing up to shorts every single day really honed in this mindset of, I can do this every single day. I'm someone that shows up every single day. I'm someone that shows up every single day, even when it's hard. I showed up anyway. It was imperfect action. This is the whole message of the video. Imperfect action taken consistently is miles better. I should say kilometers. It's kilometers better than just waiting for the right moment and showing up like once every couple of weeks or once every couple of months or never showing up at all. I've been doing this for nearly a year now. I know that it's something that I will stick to because it works. It's completely shifted my whole life. Although these are just seeds that I'm planting now. This channel is very small. I'm not getting a lot of traction, but I'm just showing up. I'm showing up consistently and I know where I want to go. There's such a peace in knowing where I want to go and that I'm taking action towards my purpose every single day. Even tiny, tiny, tiny little actions, it makes such a big difference. This whole thing that I'm presenting to you, this whole idea of like, you can take small actions, right? And you can build massive momentum over months, over years, right? But you need to get started. You need to get started. If it interests you to get started on a journey like that, I offer a free clarity call so that you can work out where you actually want to go, where you actually want to find yourself and land in 5 years' time. Because when you don't aim for something, when you aim when you aim for nothing, you hit it every time. I felt so anxious before because I kind of knew that what I wanted to do vaguely, but I wasn't taking consistent action on it. And I didn't truly know what it was I want to do. But now that I have so much more direction, even on the bad days, they're nowhere near as bad as when I had no direction and no consistent action in my life. Check out my website and learn more about the momentum method, what I'm offering. There's a free clarity call first, but yes, I'll leave it there. It's about starting before you feel ready and knowing that consistency creates safety, right? It creates safety in your nervous system. The more you do the things that you're fearing and holding back on and avoiding, right, procrastinating on, the more you're training your body to feel calm in these kind of situations. This is my journey, like with writing and with content creation, but your journey could be completely different. It could be, I really just want to go to the gym more often. I really want to work out more often. I want to go for walks more often, but I just can't get myself out the front door. Whatever your journey is, just know that small actions add up to big results in the long run. It's like investing, right? If you know anything about investing, if you invest, that's awesome. You should probably get into it. The sooner the better. I'm not an I am not a financial advisor, but I started investing a couple of years ago and I wish I did it sooner because I put small amounts of money away every single week and over time, that money actually works for me. The same sort of mentality. The things that you do every day are little seeds that you're planting that will bloom in months from now or years from now. So it pays to be taking those small actions. Small actions sometimes turn into big actions where you take big leaps, right? Sometimes I have these days where I take massive leaps in my business or I write like several pages of my book and I'm like, wow, I didn't even feel like doing it today, but then I just went to do my 30 words and it just came out of me. Because when you prime yourself, when you get yourself in the state to be able to take that action, you'll be surprised what comes through. It's like, say, gym for an example. If you want to go to the gym and you have no motivation, just put your shoes on, right? Just start tying up your shoes. And then suddenly the momentum builds, right? But you got to show up. And it means getting out of your head and into your body and taking action. You start to become the person that continues to show up every single day. And it's less of a slog, right? Because you build momentum. It becomes part of who you are. In the first couple of weeks, it's like, I got to do this thing. And then, months later, a year, 2, 3 years later, it's just who you are. You show up as this person and you're just building momentum in your life every single day because it's who you are. So you got to allow yourself to become that person. And it takes time. This is not an overnight thing at all. I've known this from the start. Well, I have known this from the start, but my mentality around YouTube has changed drastically because it's a marathon, not a sprint. Most things in life are a marathon, not a sprint. All right, get rich quick, get purpose quick, get everything you ever wanted quick. That just doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. It's about taking the actions first and becoming a person that, regardless of the outcome, you're satisfied and in a kind of state of peace because you're actually living out your purpose every day. I've repeated myself a lot in this video, but I think it's worth repeating myself on this one. Take small actions, big results later. Delay gratification. All right, take the small actions now. You get your dopamine hits just from taking small actions. You won't get any dopamine hits from sitting back, waiting. No one's gonna push you except yourself. So I hope this has helped. If it has helped, I would really appreciate a like for the video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one, my friend.